Hello my dear students, welcome to our science class. Today we are going to discuss the last topic of chapter 2 is matter around us pure, and the topic is what are the types of pure substances. About pure substances and impure substances we have discussed a lot in the entire chapter. If you have not seen the previous videos, I have given the link in the description box. You can go through the previous videos and then you need to go through the last topic of the chapter. Okay, so what are pure substances? The substances which are made of only one kind of particles and they have fixed constant structure. यानी कि प्योर सब्सटेंसेस कौन से है जिसके अंदर सिमिलर टाइप्स ऑफ पार्टिकल्स होंगे, उनको प्योर सब्सटेंसेस बोलेंगे, राइट? And the properties of these pure substances, they are mostly homogeneous in nature, that is uniform composition is there, all the atoms are same throughout the medium, right? The next is they have constant or uniform composition. Just now only I have told you because it is a kind of homogeneous mixture, or it is homogeneous in nature, right? Next is the substances have fixed melting point and boiling point. This is very important. And the last is they usually participates in a chemical reaction to form the predictable products. यानी कि ये pure substances जो भी है वो chemically एक दूसरे के साथ bonding करके वो कुछ नई product भी बना सकते हैं. Am I clear? So what are pure substances? They are the substances which are made up of only one kind of particles and they have fixed structure. Okay, homogeneous in nature, they have uniform composition with the fixed melting point, boiling point, and they will form a kind of chemical bonding with each other to form the predictable products. Am I clear? Now let us discuss about the types of pure substances. Pure substances are classified into two groups. They are elements and compounds. Elements and compounds, many a times we have gone through these words. Now let us define each of them. What are elements? It is a substance which consists of only one type or kind of atom. It is a pure substance and it cannot be broken down or transformed into a new substance even by using some physical or chemical means. Elements हमने बहुत सारी बार सुने हैं नाम, ऑक्सीजन, कार्बन, नाइट्रोजन, क्लोरीन, ब्रोमाइन, सोडियम, all these are the elements. अभी ये जो elements है वो किससे बने हैं? छोटे छोटे एटम्स, राइट? अगर हम सोडियम की बात करें तो सोडियम के अंदर सोडियम के एटम्स होंगे, ऑक्सीजन के अंदर ऑक्सीजन के एटम्स होंगे, नाइट्रोजन के अंदर नाइट्रोजन के एटम्स होंगे. दीज एटम्स दे कैन नॉट बी सिंप्लीफाइड, राइट? So ultimately elements cannot be broken down or simplified or transformed into the new substance by using the physical or chemical means. But yes, when these elements they combine with each other, likewise if hydrogen and oxygen elements they combine together, we get water molecule. So that water molecule what we are getting, that is nothing but it is a compound. So elements कैसे बने? Atoms से बने. अगर हम एलिमेंट्स को कंबाइन कर देंगे केमिकली तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? कंपाउंड मिलेगा, राइट? एंड इन कंपाउंड वी हैव गॉट टू डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स, यस, which have which are bonded with each other chemically. Here it is written, see the definition. Compounds on the other hand are also pure substances, because here itself it is the classification of pure substance, so these both are pure substances only. Yes, यहाँ पे एक या दो या तीन या चार एटम्स मिलके बनेंगे एलिमेंट्स, बट कंपाउंड कैसे बनेगा? अगर 2, 3, 4, 5 ये सारे एलिमेंट्स केमिकली कंबाइन होंगे, दैट टू इन द फिक्स्ड रेशियो. अगर हम हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन की बात करेंगे, ऑफ कोर्स दे आर नीडेड टू फॉर्म द वाटर मॉलिक्यूल, बट दैट टू इन द फिक्स्ड रेशियो. ऐसे नहीं कि आपको जैसे मन चाहा आप ऐसे रेशियो ले लोगे, ऐसा नहीं होगा. If you take 1 gram of hydrogen, you have to take 8 grams of oxygen to make 1 molecule of water. Are you getting my point? So what are compounds? They are pure substances which are formed when 2 or more elements combine chemically with each other in the fixed ratio. अगर हमने हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन को एक बोल में ऐसे एज इट इज रखा, एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में एज इट इज रखा, no chemical reaction has taken place. वो फिजिकली एक दूसरे के साथ है, so that will not form the compound. What is the must condition here? They should get combined chemically with each other, that too in the fixed ratio. So when you mention the definition of compound, it is very necessary to mention these points, that they are combined chemically in a fixed ratio. And because they are combined chemically, through the chemical means you can separate these elements once again. अगर पानी के मोलिक्यूल्स में से मुझे हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन गैसेस को सेपरेट करना है, तो बाय यूजिंग इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस मेथड, that is a kind of chemical method which you will learn in 10th standard in detail. Okay, so through the chemical process we can separate the elements present in the compounds. This is the simple example of water. If we talk about sodium chloride, नमक जो हम खाते हैं, सोडियम क्लोराइड, NaCl, सोडियम और क्लोरीन दोनों मिलकर क्या बना, NaCl. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, CO2, right? So this way compounds are made up of two or more elements when they combine chemically in the fixed ratio, whereas elements are formed when one same type or same kind of atoms they are combining together to form the element. Am I clear? So here the points of differences can be asked in between elements and compounds. For that you need to remember the definition along with the second point of separation method. Okay? Now let's talk about elements. First time this element name was given by Robert Boyle in 1661, and Antoine Lavoisier, he was the first scientist who had defined elements. The definition of element which we have seen just before a minute, that the substances, the pure substances which are made up of same kind of atoms in it. Okay? Now let us discuss about the types of elements. They are classified into three groups: metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now we will be discussing about the properties of metals and non-metals. ये आपने I think 8th standard में भी पढ़ा है, but let us recall about the properties of metals and non-metals. So they have luster. Luster means they are shiny. They shine. नॉन मेटल्स दे आर नॉन लस्ट्रस. अगर मेटल की बात करूँ तो घर पे बहुत सारे मेटल हम यूज़ करते हैं, गोल्ड, सिल्वर, कॉपर, एल्यूमिनियम, राइट. सो मेनी मेटल्स वी यूज एट होम, राइट. दे आर malleable and ductile. Malleable means when we hammer them we can convert them into the thin sheets, right. Ductile means we can make the thin wires from this particular elements, whereas non-metals, they are neither malleable nor ductile. We can take the example for non-metal as the oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, all these gases, they are non-metals. Okay, they have high density and high melting point, boiling point. Of course they have lower one. Except mercury and gallium, all the other metals are solid at room temperature. Please remember this point, it can be asked for MCQ also. Okay, non-metals, they may exist in solid, liquid or gaseous state at the room temperature. They are sonorous. Sonorous means when you hammer them, or by mistake if the vessel is dropped on the floor, you can see, you can observe, you can feel the sound is prepared, or sound is faced, or sound is observed by us. We can experience the sound, right. So non-metals, they are non-sonorous. They are very good conductors of heat and electricity. If you have seen the electrical wires, their copper wire is maximum used. Even aluminum wires are used on the electric poles, right. Non-metals, they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. They are generally hard. Metals are usually hard in nature, right, except is sodium and potassium. These two are the soft metals which can be cut by using knife also, and they are highly reactive also, right. That is why they are kept in kerosene. Whereas non-metals, they are generally soft. Exceptional is diamond. They have high tensile strength. Tensile strength means आप कितना भी force लगा दो, metals usually they do not, they will keep their shape intact. They have high capacity to withstand the force, whereas they are very weaker one, or they have low tensile strength. So this is all about metals and non-metals. You need to remember the points of differences along with the examples also, huh? Fine. Now one more element, one more type of element is left, is about metalloids. There are certain elements which show the intermediate properties of both metals and non-metals, and such elements are known as metalloids. Examples are given: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic and antimony. These are the metalloids. That is mummy, papa and we. Isn't it? Mummy, papa and we. We have the intermediate properties of both our parents. Isn't it? So metalloids, please do not write it in the exam time that mummy, papa and we. This is only for your reference beta. Okay. Right. So metalloids are those elements which show the intermediate properties of both metals as well as non-metals. Please remember the examples also. Am I clear? Now let's discuss about the last topic of the chapter, that is about compounds and mixture. For this, one activity is given in your textbook, okay, regarding iron filings and sulfur powder. Okay, iron filings and sulfur powder. When this mixture is taken as it is in the dish, physically they are present with each other. Means if we will bring magnet towards this particular mixture, we will be able to separate iron filings from that particular mixture. Why? Because they are not chemically combined with each other. They are present only physically with each other. That is why through the magnetic separation we can separate the iron filings, and sulfur powder will remain as it is in the dish. Whereas if I will heat up this mixture, I will be getting a new product that is called as iron sulfide. So अगर iron sulfide के पास मैं magnet लेकर आऊंगी, so is it possible for me to separate Fe from FeS? It's a big no. Because this is a new product with the new property. FeS बना है, उसकी अपनी property है, उसका अपना melting point है, right? So here in this case, which is considered as a mixture, it shows the property of its constituent particles. They have the different properties, whereas here the new product is formed. When this mixture was heated up, we have got a new product called iron sulfide. ओके सो अगर ये दोनों टेस्ट ट्यूब में अगर मैं डाइल्यूटेड हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड या डाइल्यूटेड सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड डालूंगी तो क्या होगा? दोनों में गैस इवोल्यूशन होगा, दोनों में से गैस इवॉल्व होगा, बट इन बोथ द टेस्ट ट्यूब्स द गैसेस विल बी डिफरेंट. हियर odorless and colorless hydrogen gas will be evolved, which will be given the confirmation by ब्रिंगिंग द लीटेड मैचस्टिक. एक जलाई हुई माचिस को आपको नज़दीक लेकर आना है ये गैस के यहाँ. अगर वो आपकी जली हुई माचिस, इफ इट टर्न्स ऑफ विथ अ पॉपिंग साउंड, सो इट विल गिव यू द कंफर्मेशन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन गैस. बट यहाँ पे जो गैस इवॉल्व हो रहा है वो एक टिपिकल स्मेल वाला गैस है, विच इज हैविंग द रॉटिंग एग स्मेल, known as hydrogen sulfide gas, that is H2S gas. Okay, so this is the activity which is given in your textbook. Now let us discuss about the properties of compounds and mixture. अभी ये जो FeS बना है वो compound है, ये Fe plus है, plus है, plus है, plus है, means they are physically with each other, they are chemically combined with each other, so they are compounds and they are mixtures, right? So compounds are formed as a result of chemical reactions between two or more elements or compounds, exactly, and mixtures are formed by simply mixing two or more constituents. There are no chemical reactions between the constituents, right? The components of a compound are always present in a definite ratio by mass. पानी के बारे में मैंने पहले ही बताया आपको, ऐसे ही पानी नहीं बनेगा, फिक्स्ड रेशियो होगा. Whereas here it can be present in any ratio, right? The properties of a compound are entirely different from its constituents. यहाँ पे भी देखा हमने, because the new product is formed with the new properties. They are always homogeneous in nature, whereas mixtures are usually heterogeneous. Exceptionals are true solutions. True solutions are homogeneous in nature, right? Please recall homogeneous and heterogeneous classification of mixture. Okay. Compound formation is accompanied by absorption of evolution of light, heat और electrical energy. अगर ये हमें compound बनाना है तो यहाँ पे क्या किया हमने? heat किया ना, we had supplied the heat. So in case of if we want to prepare a compound, we need to supply the external heat, light और electrical energy to the components. यहाँ पे ऐसी तो कोई ज़रूरत है ही नहीं, because they are present physically with each other. Melting point and boiling point of the compound are usually sharp and fixed. They have fixed melting point, boiling point. यहाँ पे it will be unfixed because ये अपना melting point दिखाएगा, ये अपना दिखाएगा, ये अपना, ये अपना, ये अपना, ये अपना, ये अपना, right? सब लोग बोल रहे हैं मेरा होगा, मेरा होगा, मेरा होगा. Means there is no fixed melting point or boiling point. The constituents of the compound cannot be separated by physical or mechanical means, right? अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ फिल्टर आउट कर दो तो होगा फिल्ट्रेशन से, ये अलग नहीं होगा, right? But here in case of mixtures, the components can be separated by using the physical methods also. Am I clear? So these are the points of differences between compounds and mixtures. Please remember them also along with the example. Okay? Yes children, so this is the end of our chapter 2. Hope you have got to know about the entire chapter, matter, its classification into pure, impure substance. Pure substances are further classified into elements, compounds. Elements are further grouped into metals, non-metals and metalloids. About the mixtures, two types of mixtures, homogeneous and heterogeneous. True solution, colloid suspension, dilute, saturated, unsaturated, solid, liquid, gas solution, even those 7 to 8 separation methods which we have discussed. If you have not gone through it, I am telling you once again, check the description box, the links are given, go through the videos, enjoy the learning, right? Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.